Welcome to the Published Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back with your second installment of the Saints of July.
Yep, with Saints of things.
Yeah. Or day, or von, but mostly of.
Yep.
I believe we have at least one O.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Pardon me. Perhaps
Starting on July the 16th, we have Blessed Bartholomew of Braga, a.k.a. Bartolomeus, a Martyribus, a.k.a. Bartolomeu dos Martires, born in 1514, died in 1590, a Dominican theologian and archbishop. Are we sure he wasn't a martyr?
Yeah, no, with that, I was going to suggest the same thing.
Because, like, his name looks awfully martyry.
It does. I did this stuff a while ago, but I usually note when they're martyrs. So
well, and Braga being a city in Portugal, him being a Dominican, the chances of him being martyred in that time period seem very low. Mm-hmm. So maybe the name's just referring to him being a great witness.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
On the 17th, we have Saint Clement of Okhrida, died 916, was the first Slav to become a bishop. Ooh. And one of the 7 apostles of Bulgaria.
Nice. Jess, you got this next one.
All right. On the 17th, also, we have Saint Felix of
Pavia,
who died in 521. He was a bishop and a martyr, and nothing else is known about him.
Nice.
I love how no matter what theme we pick, we always have one where it's like nothing else is known.
Known only to God. Mm-hmm. And rounding out the 17th, we have St. Francis, that's the female spelling of Francis, de Croissy, died in 1794, a Carmelite nun and prioress, martyred during the French Revolution. Not the French Revelation.
No. That's still coming, I believe.
Or
already happened.
Oh, martyrs of company, pray for us.
Maybe we can argue that's when Saint Michael and Catherine and Margaret and I think one other appeared to Saint Joan of Arc. You must save France.
Or all the Marian, any of the pick of the Marian apparitions of the 19th century. Next, on the 18th.
On the 18th, we have Saint Edburga of Bicester, died in the 7th century. The daughter of a pagan king of Mercia, became a nun in Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire, England. Her relics are in Flanders, Belgium.
And I have no idea why her relics are in Belgium if she was British.
Maybe they were moved during the dissolution of the monasteries.
Maybe.
A lot of our stuff went to the Low Countries.
Mm-hmm.
Also on the 18th, we've got Saint Minnborinus of Cologne, who died in 986 from Ireland, became an abbot in Cologne, Germany, as the Irish were helping to Christianize the continent.
Mm-hmm.
On the 19th, we have Saint Felix of Verona, also known as Felicimus, bishop and martyr. Nothing else is known about him.
Gotta love him. Next, we've got a biblical saint. On the 20th, which is also the anniversary of the first moon landing, we have Saint Joseph of Barsabas, a.k.a. Joseph Barsassas, a.k.a. Joseph the Just, died in the 1st century. In the Acts of the Apostles, he was the competitor with Saint Matthias for replacing Judas the Iscariot.
I mean, that explains why he has so many names.
I love it. It's like, guy with so many names, got so many names, or Matthias. Then he casts lots. I wonder if that had anything to do with why the Lord chose Matthias. It's just so much simpler.
I mean, I imagine he has so many names simply because he then went on and did a bunch of stuff that the early church knows about that, we don't have a lot of records on.
There's a lot of guys named Joseph. Yes, you got to distinguish.
Which Joseph are you? There's like 20.
See, I just imagine that there were like a bunch of different people that all knew him as Joseph, but they knew him as a different Joseph. So when they're like, well, who could take the place? Well, there's Joseph.
No, I think Joseph would be a better candidate.
And then, like a third guy is like, no, you guys are both wrong. Joseph would be the best one. And then somebody finally speaks up and goes, you guys do realize that's all the same guy, right?
Given how the first two names are Bar something, I assume that his dad had various regional variations of his name.
Oh, sure.
I'm pretty sure Barnabas' actual name is Joseph. Anyway, we carry on. Also on the 20th.
St. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
We got a double.
St. Paul of St. Zoilus. Died 851, a deacon, member of the community of St. Zoilus, known for bringing aid to imprisoned Christians in Islamic Spain, was martyred by beheading. Once again, though, if you gotta go, I mean, that's not a bad way.
It beats being shoved in a sack and thrown into a body of water.
That's right.
I mean, it does, but the guillotine was invented to be more humane than beheading because if things weren't sharp or your ink was off.
Because there were so many instances of Well, let's just not be
Was it
killing
designed
people.
to do that, or was it simply it was the way it was designed? It did do that.
No, it was designed specifically for that.
Yeah.
It was designed by a doctor who wanted it to be more merciful, and then came the Reign of Terror and ruined that idea.
Yeah. Like, he was trying to do a somewhat good thing given the, society of his time, and,
Well, instead of a dude... Well, minor diversion. So instead of a dude swinging an axe or swinging a sword, you've got this big machine with a very heavy blade, so it's going to deliver very precise blows, and it's a heavy blade falling from a great height, so it's going to be a nice, clean cut. None of this really grotesque multiple hacks thing, which often happened.
Yes. There's a lot of famous last sayings that involved essentially don't miss, or I believe it was St. Thomas More who adjusted his beard because,
the beard did nothing wrong!
Nothing wrong. Don't hit the beard! But, like, I believe one of Henry VIII's wives said, basically, is the knife sharp? Please aim true,
Yeah, because that was a real thing back then.
Yeah.
See, I just look at the guy and go, just so you know, I told that guy, I told that, I got those two guys out there. Mm-hmm. They're betting 20 pieces of gold each.
Mm-hmm. That you
can't do it in one swing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How is he going to collect? You're dead if he does it right.
No, but they've got a bet.
No, they've got a bet.
I know. I'm just saying. If you make it up, he can't go after you. You're already dead. But anyway.
We're all going to laugh at you. Next, on the 21st, we've got St. John of Edessa. Died in the 6th century, a hermit from what is now Syria. That's where Edessa is. A companion of St. Simeon Salus. I don't know that one. There's a lot of St. Simeons, but...
Yeah.
I think you can get this one, Jess. Just take out that extra E there.
All right. On the 21st, there's St. Julia of Troyes. I was hoping there was an E somewhere else so I could mispronounce their name without E, but no. They died in 272.
Ooh.
She was known for converting her captor, and they both ended up being martyred by beheading. So,
I love
she was like a
those.
Christian who was taken prisoner, and they were going to kill her, but then, she was so, holy that the captor was like, I want to join it, and then they both got killed.
I love those.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and on the 22nd, we have one that we were just talking about, Violet. She wanted more interesting, Jewish saints. Mm-hmm. St. Joseph of Palestine. They died in 356, and according to tradition, so this could be true, it could be something piously written centuries later and they didn't actually know the people involved. He was so moved by the deathbed conversion of the great Rabbi Hillel that he converted. He was then beaten and thrown in the river by the other people at his synagogue to get him to renounce the faith, but he did it didn't kill him, and he went on to build churches throughout Galilee.
Nice.
It's because they didn't put him in a sack with a snake.
Well, that's what the Romans did.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a angry crowd.
This was a mob, and mobs don't take care of those kind of details.
That's why in the Bible there's stories about angry mobs where if you were like Jesus, you just walk through the other way, and they're like, wait, where's the guy we were mad at?
Nate, let me get this next one.
Okay.
Next, on the 23rd, we've got Saint Liborius of Le Mans. Died in 390, a patron saint against colic, fever, and gallstones, and calculi, bodily stones, and for Paderborn, Germany, and its cathedral, while being the bishop of Le Mans.
And what most people don't know is that he died while going 280 miles an hour.
For 24 hours straight.
He died on the Mulsanne Strait. He died doing what he loved.
It was the year after they put in the chicane to slow people down, and he did not get the message, and he just drove right through the barrier.
He just went straight through.
I'm just imagining Le Mans back then, because it's before there's a cart. They're driving carts for him.
It's a 24-hour chariot race. Yeah.
They have to change out horses every so often.
Absolutely. Just like you have to change out tires and brakes and all. Yeah.
All right, but on the 23rd we have another one that's of a saint.
On the 23rd, we have Blessed Maria Angelese of Saint Joseph, born 1905, died 1936. That is unfortunate.
We'll find out why.
Yep.
Carmelite nun and a martyr of the Spanish Civil War. I had a feeling. That general time, yeah, it's
Dang commies.
Yep. And on the next day, we've got another one with a great name in a lifespan equally as similar.
Blessed Niceforo de Jesus and Mary.
Y Maria.
Maria, yes. Born 1893, died 1936. Also a Spanish martyr, and we'll give you two guesses as to why.
It was that Huguenot pirate in the Spanish Civil War. Huguenot pirate.
On the 26th, we've got Blessed Andrew of Phu Yen, born 1624, died 1644, known as the proto-martyr of Vietnam.
It's very unfortunate. That is a short life.
It is, but if he was ready.
On the 27th?
On the 27th, we have Saint Theobald of Marly. Nope.
Marly.
Sorry. Marly. I knew I saw that.
Marly was dead.
Died 1247. A knight who gave up the court of King Philip II Augustus of France to become an abbot.
Good for him.
I had to put it in that they were French because their name wasn't Louis, so I'd be like, they can't be in charge of France. Don't you have to be named Louis? Even the missing one was named Louis.
So this would be like Theobald of Marly.
Yes.
On the 28th, we have Saint Alphonsa of the Immaculate Conception, born 1910, died 1946, the first person of Indian descent to be canonized, and the first canonized saint of the Syro-Malabar Rite.
Now, I'm going to imagine that it's simply the first that they were officially canonized, because India has been, sections of Christianity since the 1st century, so it's probably, had the unofficial local person that was named a saint, but this is the first one that actually had to go to Rome, and Rome had to say yes.
Yep. Those people have been Catholic since the beginning.
Yeah.
That's one of the Eastern Rite churches I have not yet had a chance to get around to.
I have no idea where the nearest one is.
Yeah.
Yes, and it would be very interesting.
South of here.
Because it's going to be one of the Eastern Rite ones where they'll most likely never have been separated. It's not that they were Orthodox and then came back. It's this has been our way since St. Thomas showed up and told us about Christ.
Like, we didn't talk for a while, but it wasn't because we were fighting.
It was because there was a large distance.
And a whole bunch of people that were fighting with you, and we didn't want them to be fighting with us, in between us.
Next thing we knew, 15 centuries later, the Jesuits showed up.
And we're like, this sounds familiar. Here, let's get our holy book out. And they're like, what does this say? Okay, well, we'll translate it slightly different, but yeah, that's the same book.
Then on the 29th, we have Blessed Mancius of the Holy Cross, Japanese martyr who was martyred by being burned alive.
Ah!
That is one of the martyrdoms I will never opt for. That is not a way you want to go.
Nope. Oof.
Right.
On the 20th, do you want to take this one, Jess?
I think I can take this.
Okay.
On the 29th, there's St. Olaf of Norway. They were born in 955, died in 1030. The patron of carvers, kings, Norway, the Faroe Islands, and Adlin. They were a Viking king, and then later they were in exile and martyred.
Nice.
Were they from St. Olaf?
No, because they were the St. Olaf that Rose was from.
Oh.
St. Olaf of Norway, Rose of St. Olaf.
I mean, I believe her last name was Nylon, but I assume that's an Ellis Island thing.
Yes, but
because that does not sound very Scandinavian.
Well, could have been her husband's name. Also on the 29th, we have Blessed Peter of the Holy Mother of God, died 1629, a Japanese martyr who was a Dominican catechist and was also burned alive.
All right.
It was the same day, so it might have been at the same time.
Very possibly died with Mancius of the Holy Cross, yes.
I was going to have Jess take this next one so I could take the last one, but
Sure.
I'm just going to take them both.
I like it.
On the 30th, we have Blessed Maria Vicenta of St. Dorothy, also known as Vicenta Chavez Orozco, born February 6, 1867, died July 30th, 1949, nun and founder of the Servants of the Holy Spirit and the Poor. That's fantastic.
Great stuff.
I was going to let Jess do that one, but I'm like, that one might be a little bit of a struggle.
Firmus.
I took one year in a semester of Spanish.
But on the 31st, rounding out the month, because it's such a fantastic day, we have St. Firmus of Tagaste, a bishop martyred for hiding other Christians.
I imagine
good one.
they were an
That's a
early
good one.
Christian, given the story, but I got no year on them.
That's all right.
Not even
But you know
this
what?
century.
But you know what? That's look. There are lots of good reasons to be martyred,
That's one of the best.
but that's one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm. So, those are your saints for the back half of July who are of places or things. We especially love the double-barreled ones. Saint
yes.
somebody of Saint somebody else.
I mean, we had a lot of ones that were in the gray area. You're like, Immaculate Conception. Technically, that counts.
Totally does. I like the people who are of both Jesus and Mary.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. If you're gonna have somebody pick a saint name for you, if they can work that one, that'd be fantastic.
I don't know. I feel like if we somehow made like a third order religious order, we would have like the title of Jesus God Bible.
Yes. Yes, we would.
Yes.
We would do remedial education.
The remedial catechesis. Yeah,
remedial
absolutely.
catechesis. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And people would be like, "Why are you calling them that?" And they'd be like, "It's how everybody knew them."
It's hard to forget if you say it all over and over and over again.
Like lesson 1 will be every single answer will be Jesus God Bible.
One of those three.
And then you start off with, what's your name? Be like, sorry, wrong
We
answer.
made this so easy. Jesus God Bible.
I'm sorry, everyone is now Hispanic and your name is Jesus.
That's what are the 3 things that you need to know? Jesus, God, Bible.
So, comment below with some saints who are from a place, or saints who
We're
should
named
be,
after
who
other
should be
saints?
known as a place.
For just a moment, when you were like, comment below, and then you're like, or, I was really just wanted to shout out, comment above. And then I'm like, no,
There's no way to do that.
If
There's
you
no
can
way to do
figure it out, you do that. I've never seen superscript comments, but I guess it's possible. Give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel to be notified the next time. Or, ring the bell to be notified the next time we talk about saints of places. And until then,
Remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.
I think if you commented above, you would just accidentally Google search for whatever you're
I think
going
you.
to say.
I think you would. You're right. You're running really long searches.